Okay, part two with D here. So if you haven't checked out part one, check out part one. Like, comment, and subscribe. We need you. We need you to subscribe. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick up D's head here. In part one, we identified that she had tightness in the left lateral aspect of her neck, so all the tissues on the left side of her neck. And so I'm going to take her into a right side bend. Okay, so I'm putting the left side of her neck on stretch, and I'm going to check in with her. And in a minute or so, I'm going to adjust the table because you can see I'm in kind of an awkward stance. And basically, I want to be able to hold this stance for long periods of time. In order for her to relax, I need to be relaxed. And yep, I'm taking her neck into lateral flexion, right? So the right ear is coming to the right shoulder. The left side of the neck is on stretch. And I'm going to tell her to just gently press her head into basically my hip, right? So she's trying to straighten her neck while I am holding her neck in a side bent position. Okay, so when I ask her to try to straighten her neck, she's firing up all the muscles on the left side of her neck, which is accentuating the stretch that she's feeling, which is, long story short, training the connective tissues to grow and adapt into more beneficial behaviors, literally changing the structure of the connective tissue of the neck. Not many people know you can do that. You can change the structure of the connective tissue of anywhere in the body, and the only way we really know how to do that in any sort of productive or directed way is through movement. It's not through pills, it's not through injections, it's not through diet, it's not through blah, 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 blah. Although actually diet, you can really shoot yourself in the foot with a bad diet. You can shoot yourself in the foot with inflammation, bad sleep, poor sleep, all those things. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about movement. So taking D's neck into that laterally flexed position, a side bend, if you will. And then I'm just asking her to press into my hip continually. My left hand is on her left deltoid because I always like to have a listening hand. She's got tension through the shoulders. She's a very athletic person. She's got a personal trainer background. She's very fit, very active in the gym. But, we've all got places to grow. We've all got places that we can adapt and become more athletic and stronger and more resilient. I've been slacking off on my cardio. Been eating sugar like a fiend. Maybe I shouldn't eat so much sugar. Maybe I should do more cardio. Okay, now I'm asking her to side bend even more so her right ear is coming towards her right shoulder. So now she's flexing all this stuff on the shortened side of the neck, which is, in a way, could accentuate the stretch on the lengthening side of the neck. Now I'm just feeling for tension in her cervical spine. She does have a little bit of tension in her cervical spine. That's my subjective assessment. That wasn't the focus of this intervention, so I don't even think I really checked in. I probably said something like, "Oh, you're tight," something, some dumb thing that massage therapists say. Okay, so now I'm taking her in the opposite direction, so I'm using my hip to push her neck into a laterally side bend position to the left, a left lateral side bend of the cervical spine. I'm asking her where she feels a good stretch, not where I think she should be or whatever. I just say, where do you feel a good stretch? You tell me where and when you feel a good stretch, and then we set up right there. I'm going to ask her to just push her head into my hip. I am the immovable object. But I can also move. I can also adapt. I could bring her head into a slight bit more flexion, a slight bit more extension. I can push her neck against her pressure into a slight bit more lateral flexion. I can allow her pressure to push me towards her right. So this is the advantage of doing this with a trained practitioner, because a trained practitioner is going to be able to adapt with your pressure, and it becomes like a very controlled wrestling match where the end result of the wrestling match is increased function. You know, anyone who says that they can work on your pain, they're just BSing. They're just BSing. You can improve someone's function. I guess I should clarify. Any trainer or chiropractor or massage therapist or any physical medicine type person, they can't do diddly for your pain, but they can help you improve your function. And usually when function improves, pain goes down. Okay, you can't see this, but I'm asking her to side bend her left ear towards her left shoulder, contracting all the stuff on the left side of her neck, lengthening all the stuff on the right side of her neck. Basically firing all the muscles on the opposite side of the area that was just on stretch. Rails. These are called rails. Regressive angular isometric loading. Shout out Dr. Andrea Spina. Okay, and you know what it is. We're going into the first extension stretch of this neck stretching session. Perfect. So her head is just draped over the end of the table, and then she's going to put her finger pads up into the base of her mandible, and she's going to push her chin. She's going to put pressure into her chin to gently accentuate that passive stretch. Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. Let's go. We stretch so that we can live better, more powerful lives. Let's do it. Stretching will change your life. Stretching has changed my life. Stretching has changed so many other people's lives. You just have to do it right. If you do it right, you save energy, you save time, you save frustration. And if you want to learn how to do any stretching right, go see an FRC professional, functional range conditioning, FRC. So now I'm probably telling her, because we're just cutting to the chase, right? So I'm trying to get her into an active stretch right away. So I'm saying push into your chin with your finger pads and then push your chin into your finger pads. All right, Booyaka Shot. We're going straight into that neck flexion stretch. Let's go. Great. Pulling that head down. Hands around the occiput, pulling that head down until she feels a stretch on the tissue on the back of the neck. And then I'm going to ask her to press up with her head while she pulls down with her hands. So she's firing up all the musculature on the back of the neck to create more tension. Not insane levels of tension, but she's just adding a little more tension to that passive stretch. That's going to help restructure the tissues over time. And then I'm going to take my elbow. I'm going to put my elbow into her ribs. Kind of putting pressure into various ribs and vertebral segments. I'm going to tack on with my elbow and then use kind of a tacky elbow to pull that tissue towards her head. And then I'm going to pull it laterally away from the spine, and then I'm going to push the tissue towards her feet, and then I'm going to pull the tissue at an oblique angle to the spine, and I'm going to push the tissue in towards the spine. I'm just exploring different passive options here. You know, I'm just giving her like a little massage while she's actively stretching. What do you guys think is better? An active intervention like stretching or a passive intervention like a massage? What do you think is better? Just depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for just relaxation and like some lowered blood pressure and feelings of well-being, yeah, go get a massage. But if you're actually looking for like increased performance and joints that behave better and better movement patterns and you know all the stuff that comes with good movement and being able to be a good mover, and I mean that stuff has to be achieved actively, and that's what all the science says. All this needling stuff and e-stim and blah de blah de blah. I mean, you can e-stim yourself till the cows come home. You can buy your own e-stim device off Amazon and just deliver 18 million volts straight to your central nervous system. And at the end of the day, you got to use your body. Okay, we're finishing up. We're finishing up. So I'm just asking her to scrunch her chin towards her chest while she scans slowly to the left and the right. Truthfully, I'd like her to do this a little slower, but this is the first time we've worked together. And I love that she totally like trusted me with the health of her neck today. You know, it's a big step to trust someone with your physical health. And so I'm stoked that she gave me that trust. All right, I'm gonna do a little stretch with her. A little stretch. Okay, we're just looking up and behind us as far as we can. We're trying to squeeze all the muscles on the back of our neck, which is gonna put a nice stretch onto the front of the neck. Also trying to contract the back muscles too. Hands interlocked around the back of the head, pulling the head forward, pulling the chin down towards the chest, and then we're pressing up with our heads while we pull down with the hands, holding here. Let's go. Let's go. Whew. Next stretch. And then it looks like we're just hanging our heads out, but actually we're scrunching our chins towards the chest, and that'll do it. That'll do it. And I'm looking at her like, are you okay? Did anything break? Or do you feel okay? And she's like, yeah, I think so. I don't really know what's... she's a cool person. She actually told me later that her neck felt a lot better, so I'm really happy about that.